there's been lots of speculation about Putin's health. Can we take any of it seriously?
Yes, I think we can take some of it seriously, but we've got to be careful not to, I think, exaggerate and maybe go with the tabloids and like, for example, there was a couple of reports the last day that he's already dead and it's a double. I mean, there's obviously some smoke there's no smoke without fire, and there's something going on. He certainly looks very different. His face is far more puffed up since it was, say, in 2014 when Russia invaded and annexed Crimea. So there's something going on with his health, and I don't think we're going to see Putin with no shirt on doing the macho show on the back of a horse anytime soon. So he certainly is a different Putin from, shall we say, 8 years ago. And that, I think, is impacting upon his foreign and aggressive policies.
He is actually doing, and his mentality and how that might be impacted by his physical well-being.
Well, he for the last 10 years, when he came back as president in 2012, and he's always believed that he's going to enter Russian history as this so-called gatherer of Russian lands. By Russian lands, he means here Ukraine, Belarus, and Russia, the Eastern Slavic three countries which were the core of the former Soviet Union. And he's done that with Crimea and Belarus. They're already in his pocket. So Ukraine's the big prize, particularly because of its importance historically to Russian nationalists. And I think that where the health factor impacts is that if he believes that he hasn't got much time left on Earth, and I think he probably does think that, irrespective of what he's got, we don't know for sure, then that's going to force him to act maybe sooner and more from the heart than from the head, shall we say, than he would have normally done so. And that certainly looks like that was the case here. There was no real reason for this sort of, Ukraine crisis, international crisis that began in November of last year, and no real reason, no real major crisis inside Ukraine that could have provoked an invasion in February. So there has to be other factors, and I think these other factors are the state of mind of Vladimir Putin. He thinks he has to get Ukraine back before he goes down there to hell.
It's an interesting point that he is obsessed. We know he's obsessed with his legacy in all of this. It's interesting to try to work out what could happen after Putin, whether someone is going to try and continue what he's set in motion, or whether everyone else is looking at this saying, actually, as soon as he's gone, we need to start rowing back.
Well, there's no honor amongst thieves, and that certainly is going to be the case in Russia. Russia's a mafia state. I mean, it's not just a question of corruption. It's a complete mafia state that has been created under Putin. And therefore, there's going to be a lot of people angling to sort of grab rewards if Putin goes. Putin can't leave office. If he leaves office, he'll be either killed or put in jail. I mean, that's the problem of the system he's created. That means he's going to literally leave office in a box. And after him, the predictions pretty much across the board of every expert is that Russia's going to suffer some kind of violent civil war, and particularly amongst the elites, as to who's going to take over. I think that it's likely still to be a nationalist. I can't see sort of the Democrats coming to power in Russia, but that nationalist could be more pragmatic, and this is where the hope is, and that he won't be as obsessed with Ukraine, and Putin literally is obsessed with Ukraine, and he may understand that he has to pull back from what's going on in Ukraine in order to get the West to drop its sanctions and to stop crippling Russia's military machine. So that would be the hope, but it would come after probably bloodshed. I mean, I don't see how this can be a bloodless sort of transition. I mean, Putin doesn't have any sons that, he can't do the sort of the North Korean or other countries, or Syrian variant where he just transfers power to his son. He hasn't got any.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.